Why does rejection hurt like physical pain? Ever notice how a text left on read stings more than a punch to the arm? Yeah, that's real. And here's the wild part. Your brain is treating it almost exactly the same way. Welcome back to 5 Min's Psychology. I'm your host, and today we're diving into why rejection literally hurts. Have you ever felt rejected and thought, why does this feel like physical pain? Well, you're not crazy. Your brain isn't exaggerating. It's actually experiencing something remarkably similar. Let me explain what's really going on inside your head. Here's the first thing you need to know. When you experience rejection, your brain activates the same regions that light up when you feel physical pain. This isn't metaphorical. Scientists proved this using brain scans. They watched people's brains while they played a social game where they got deliberately excluded. The anterior cingulate cortex, that's the part of your brain that processes pain, it fired up just like it does when you stub your toe. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a broken heart and a broken bone. Both register as threats. So why would evolution wire us this way? This takes us to insight number 2. Rejection signals social exclusion, and for our ancestors, being kicked out of the tribe was a death sentence. You couldn't survive alone on the savannah. Being excluded didn't just hurt your feelings, it could literally kill you. So, your brain developed a pain response to rejection as a survival mechanism. That emotional agony you feel, it's an ancient alarm system telling you that your social bonds are threatened. Your body is treating rejection like an emergency because, evolutionarily speaking, it was. Now here's where it gets interesting. The intensity of rejection pain varies wildly from person to person, and that's our third insight. Some people shrug off rejection like it's nothing, others feel devastated for weeks. A lot of this comes down to something called attachment style. If you grew up with a parent who was unpredictably available, sometimes warm, sometimes cold, you probably learned to be hypersensitive to signs of rejection. Your nervous system is constantly on alert for abandonment. You're scanning every interaction for clues that you might be cast out. Someone takes 3 hours to reply to a text. Your brain sounds the alarm. It's not weakness, it's conditioning. But here's what's crucial, and this is insight number 4. Even though the pain feels real, because it is real, rejection doesn't mean what our brains think it means. When someone doesn't text back or doesn't choose you for the team or ends a relationship, your brain interprets it as a referendum on your worth. It feels like the entire world is rejecting you as a person. But that's the distortion. Rejection is almost always situational. The other person is busy or not a good fit or dealing with their own stuff. It's rarely about your value as a human being. Your ancient brain can't tell the difference, but you can. And that awareness matters. So what do we do with all this? Here's your takeaway. The next time you feel the sting of rejection, I want you to pause and get curious instead of catastrophizing. Notice that your brain is in pain. That's valid. Don't shame yourself for hurting, but then gently remind yourself of the truth. This feeling is your nervous system's overreaction to a situation that isn't actually life-threatening. You're safe. You're still worthy. And rejection is information, not indictment. Try this today. The next time you experience even a small rejection, maybe someone doesn't like your post or cancels plans, instead of diving into the hurt, name what's happening. Say to yourself, my brain thinks this is a survival threat, but it's not. That simple act of naming the distortion creates distance from the pain. You're not trying to feel nothing. You're just refusing to let an ancient alarm system rewrite your self-worth story. Rejection will always sting a little. That's being human, but now you know why. And knowing why is the first step toward hurting a little less. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.